So welcome to the team call, guys, and happy new year. I know we're moving into this new year with lots of new excitement, lots of old sort of energy with COVID, no vaccine and all of the rest of it. And I know for everybody, whether it's us or people in the general population, it's a tricky time to navigate for anybody. And I just wanted to start the call by just saying, just remember that our role here as a coach, it's our responsibility to be that beacon for other people who perhaps have lost their light, that we're all finding it difficult. And I don't think any of us can deny that it's tiring. This COVID situation is tiring. But also remember that in both hands, what we hold is a solution to many, many people's problems. And that right now is the fact that they are overweight. They are in a really bad headspace because yes, they've had Christmas, perhaps they've not seen family, they've eaten too much, and they don't know how to help themselves. And honestly, I can promise you, if we're that beacon, even if we're not shining our light as brightly as we usually would, we are still going to help inspire and help so many people. And I just wanted to share that because the past 4 or 5 days, I think I've had 7 people enroll, and most of those were in a 2-day period. And I'll be honest, if you look at my social media, I've been quite honest about the situation, about how I've been dealing with it, about the fact that it's difficult, recognizing and not acknowledging, but also trying to provide a way to give some inspiration still to people and be that beacon of hope. And really, to be that beacon of hope, guys, all we need to do is show up. And I know for a lot of us, moving through this time, that in itself for you, particularly if you're a newer coach, is hard. And I just wanted to say that, when I was a newer coach, building in this routine where I showed up daily and consistently wasn't easy, okay? And I just want to share that with you guys. But if you can just be that beacon of hope for somebody else and also help yourself in the process, I can promise you that throughout this whole period, as we move through to getting this vaccine, which, as Sarah's just shared, may or may not be a long way off, we are going to, number one, help ourselves so much. Because of course, if we are pouring into ourselves and we are being that example and we are eating right and we are doing the programs and we are doing our personal development, guess what? We all know we are going to feel 1 million times better. And in that being said, we literally become that beacon, become that light that spreads across a whole population. And isn't that amazing that we hold that ability to be able to do that at a time when, in my eyes, we have never ever been more important. We have never ever had a more critical job to do. Yeah, we're not frontline NHS workers saving people from COVID on the front line, but genuinely through our own experiences, through my own experience, if you think about your own experience through COVID, the amount of you guys have said, I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for this community through this period. Remember that we hold that in both hands. Remember that if we hold back from sharing it, we're holding that back from other people being able to find a means to cope, honestly. It's really important. I just wanted to also go on before I move on to this slide and just say, just remember that this business is something that can really excite you for time to come. And I know we're all dealing with our own struggles. We're just talking about schools closing and everything else. And I know across the globe it's a struggle and it's an issue. But if we can hold our vision in one hand and we can think about that vision every day when we're saying, oh, I just can't be bothered today. It's the time of year, right, where we can't be bothered, okay? Let's be honest about it. It's been Christmas. We've eaten too much. We've probably drunk too much. We want to sit on the sofa and watch films. That's kind of a catalyst for causing more of that kind of energy to really deplete us. But if we can hold that vision in both hands, look at these contracts that we've created to ourselves, look at that vision board every morning, I can promise you, if you're struggling, that is going to help drive you and your business, and you are going to be able to help so many more people. What we do is not rocket science, but that first piece in the day is so fundamental to your success, but also your happiness and your sense of purpose as you move through this period. That's like a limbo period in the year anyway, let's face it. And we've also got COVID stacked on top, okay? So Control Freak, I think hopefully you guys all now know that we have customer access. That program is creating a lot of demand, a lot of interest. Having a lot of conversations with people about Control Freak, sharing it in my stories. You guys, I know, are absolutely loving this program. So just make sure that you're sharing it in your stories, that you're sharing what it's doing for you, why it's different, why it's the best program you've ever done. I know a lot of you believe it is the best program you've ever done, but make sure you're sharing those reasons why. Like, finish your workout and share those reasons. I promise you, this business isn't hard, but if people don't know what it's doing for us, and we're just sharing what it is, but we're not sharing what it's doing for us in our stories, they don't really get why it's any different or anything special that they should consider doing. So just remember that. Virtual Super Weekend is going to be on the 9th, so coming very soon. For UK, it's 4 p.m. and 5 p.m. Guys, please, please, please promise me you'll put this in your diary. These kind of events are the lifeblood and the energy that you guys need to drive you through each quarter. Okay, that excitement and energy. And I do feel a bit sorry and sad for some of you guys, because most of you on this call haven't been able to experience Beachbody events in the flesh. And I can promise you that these events are really, really what help you hold that vision and really give you that excitement to fire you through quarters in the year. And you guys should give yourselves a massive pat on the back, particularly if you've been in this business a little while and you haven't even been to a Beachbody event, because you are driving yourself based on the virtual events, okay? And you haven't even seen half of it. The physical events are massively the thing that drive this business. They build the excitement that when the community comes together, it helps you see the vision. But please pat yourself on the back if you've been in this business for a little while and you haven't been able to even go to one single Beachbody event, which is quite a lot of you guys. You're doing amazing, because you're missing half of the vision. And I know, like, I think Marty's on the call, and I'm sure she might put something in the comments, but it's unbelievable. Okay, but the Virtual Super Weekend is the closest that we can get anybody to that real physical environment. It's really where Beachbody share what's coming up, the programs coming up, the new launches coming up, you know, their plans, their trips. And guys, the trips will come back. They will absolutely come back. Yeah, Marty loved it. And it was amazing to meet Marty at Summit. Like, if we think about how long Marty's been in the business, like, if I hadn't have met her, she hadn't have been to that event, you know, I hadn't have been, who knows the longevity we would have seen in that business. So it's really important, but these super weekends are really an opportunity to understand the broader vision that Beachbody has. You know, Carl Deichler, if you guys haven't seen him live at all, he always brings so much energy and so much fire. And I want to be honest, like, I bleed blue because I bloody love that man. He's amazing. He acts with such integrity. He has such amazing core values. It's one of the reasons why I love this company so much. And he always has a lot to share on these. So guys, please don't underestimate the importance of making this. I know it's at the weekend and I know it's family time, but guys, if you want to build a business, it is a case of deciding where you are going to compromise your time for the short term so that you can build that life for the long term that I know all of you guys have for your families, okay? Josh Coates Monday. I just wanted to put this on here. Josh Coates, most of you guys know that I invest in his elite push group every year. It is a vast investment of my money, which makes me want to vomit every time I stump up the cash. But he is the most incredible, incredible professional mentor who specializes in Beachbody. He has never been a Beachbody coach. He just got behind us as network marketers as compared to any other network marketing company he could help, because he genuinely believed and loved Beachbody more than anything else. And he is the most incredible life coach. He is the most incredible personal development mindset coach as well. And he is testament to my own growth this last year. And I know Joe said a few months ago, like, the changes in you that I've seen even over the past few months that I've been working with you have been incredible. And guys, that is testament to Josh. That is Josh Coates' training. And as a result of me investing in his training, I get the ability to be able to share a link to his calls once a month, often on UK time. They're in the middle of our night, and I try to get the recording posted to you. But this one is on Monday at 5, and this is all going to be about goal setting, about setting yourself up for the new year. And I can promise you, he will literally breathe so much fire into your soul that you won't even know what's hit you. That's what happens to me every time I listen to his calls. So even if, like, you make this and not the national wake up call, like, I would prioritize this. Like, this is a call that most coaches aren't going to get access to. So get on it if you can. And I've shared the link in the team page. Summit, at the moment, I spoke to Thomas because I basically was supposed to be on the Riviera Maya Success Club trip. Guys, for those of you who don't know, the reason why you want to hit Success Club every month is that if you hit it for 12 months in a row or thereabouts, maybe a couple of months short, you're going to get invited on the trips, okay? The Success Club trips, they are open to you guys if you're hitting Success Club. You get to take whoever you want, i.e. you can get a family room, you just pay for flights, everything else is included. So that's just like a heads up. Just one reason why you want to make Success Club a non-negotiable is that you want to be on those trips. They are so amazing to work out on the deck with people like Autumn and Joel Freeman, and it's just insane, all those coaches coming together with their families and other hubs. And guys, I don't want to be on these trips on my own. I want you guys to come too. It is so much fun. But Summit, I was speaking to Thomas the other day, I think about 3 days ago, when I got the cancellation for Riviera Maya. They feel it's not safe. We're a health and wellness company, and Carl, again, acting with integrity, doesn't believe as a health and wellness company we should still be going ahead with those trips, which I really respect, because I know a lot of particularly Americans at the moment are still traveling a lot, and I really respected that decision. But Summit, they are planning to move forward with. They believe the vaccine will be far enough on by then that it will go ahead. And guys, if you're a new coach and you haven't yet hit Success Club 3 out of your first 6 months, again, make that a non-negotiable, because you'll get your Summit ticket, which is worth probably about $200 now, for free. This is the event of the year. This event gave me so many goosebumps. It made me cry quite a few times when I was there. It is literally the most amazing experience of your life. And I'm not just saying it, like, that is one of the most memorable things I have ever done. Summit. 20,000 Beachbody coaches in a stadium celebrating what other people have done, celebrating, huge Beachbody challenge where people have lost loads of weight and they win 100K, but also celebrating what this company represents, presenting those new challenges, celebrating as a team. We went to a bowling alley that had like cocktails, and next to us was Melanie Mitro's team. Like, we were up until 3 a.m. Like, it's just the most incredible opportunity. So guys, do not miss Summit. Book of the week. So this is a book I have seen a lot of coaches actually talking about, and I'm like, oh, I'm so hooked on Ant Middleton. I was like, well, I've made my way through his book, so I've got to move on. Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. And actually, for us Brits, you will be delighted to hear that it is a British author, and he actually became a monk. He's not a monk anymore, but he became a monk much to his parents' like disarray. But he teaches the mindset of a monk. And honestly, like, there are several places in Ant Middleton's books where I will rewind and re-listen, but this book, I literally have to rewind on Audible and re-listen like 4 times to one sentence. He literally blows my mind. So again, if you're looking for a personal development book or one to add to the list, this is definitely one to add to the list, particularly now, right? We're in a COVID global pandemic. We feel like we have no control. It's difficult, but actually the principles that he teaches are really going to help you guys if you're struggling. Coach of the week. And coach of the week, I had a long think about this afternoon, and I was thinking about, and I just want to say, like, coach of the week is really about recognizing in people what a coach should represent, okay? The support that it should give to the team, the way in which they interact in the challenge groups, the way in which they share their stuff, the way in which they show up consistently. Laura Davies is a coach that consistently shares her tracker every week. She is a coach that consistently supports and likes and comments on the posts that are put in the team page. Guys, those posts that are put in the team page are not just for me for shits and giggles. They are for you guys. They are for us to lean into this community, to celebrate one another. The more that we lean in, the more that we get out. So guys, if you're not engaging in the team page, get involved. That's where the joy and beauty of this community is at. And, I can tell you, like, to post in there and to not have much engagement, it's our whole vibe of this whole community team thing is all about support. It is all about being part of a team. And if you're not being a team player, whether or not that's in your boot camp or you're not supporting one another in the boot camp and encouraging, really ask yourself, like, are you all in? Because this is all about team. What we do is all about team. It's about team and support in the boot camps. It's not just about somebody supporting you. It's about us supporting one another. And I really love the way that Laura is always engaging in that. And I'm not saying you need to be on Facebook 9 to 5 every single day. But guys, that is part of our community. It is virtual, it is remote. And the only way that we can show one another support is to support the posts that go up. Laura is always in her stories. She's always showing her tracker. She's always in the boot camp. She's on it, and she helped a client get started last month, and I'm super proud of you. So she might not be the highest Success Club, earner, and that's not what this is about. This is about ethos, okay? And I see that ethos from Laura, so I just wanted to celebrate her. Well done. And on that note, trackers, well done, guys. Honestly, every single one of you guys that shared your tracker last week, well done. I want to be honest, last week, even for me, like we know I show up all the time, it was hard, right? It's family time, it's Christmas. We want to enjoy ourselves, which rightly so we should. We want to unplug, but we also want to push our business forward. And I can promise you, this time of the year, this past week that we've gone through, even though it's classed as Q5, so the most fundamental for our business, it is the hardest time to be disciplined in your business. So if you felt all off, please don't beat yourself up. Everybody's going to feel a bit more off than usual. So don't beat yourself up. Just draw a line and move on, number one. But number two, you guys that did this tracker, you are in this for the long haul. You literally showed up the hardest week and you shared your tracker. And remember, this is the lifeblood to your business. So please, guys, again, new year, new resolutions, new starts. If you haven't shared your tracker, why not now? Just make it a non-negotiable. Do you know what? I'm going to print off that tracker, or I'm going to get the app and I'm just going to commit to doing it every week. And you will amaze yourself what will change in your business. So well done to Gemma Jane, Jo, Claire, Elaine, Francesca, Marta, and Laura. And the winner this week is Marta. So well done, Marty. Amazing work. And just let me know what you want. Although I think usually I have to send you PayPal because most of the like vouchers in Canada, I just can't get you anything. Can't get you Amazon vouchers. Can't seem to do any of that jazz. So Success Club for December. You guys, amazing work to Sarah. Donna was in at 6, Francesca at 4, Gemma at 4, Charlotte at 4, Taylor at 4, Laura at 2, Jo at 2, and Kelly at 2. And I know, like, again, like being consistent through that month in the year is difficult. So well done. Success Club for January, I'm already in at SC10, and Sarah's already in at SC2. Guys, I just want to say, if you're not on, turn your lights on now. There are so many people out there that need our help right now. They really, really do. So just get out there. I've honestly, like, I don't want you guys to compare yourselves to what I've done. And I said this last week, because you just aren't going to do what I do in terms of Success Club. My business is almost 3 years in the making. And a lot of those Success Club points, you may have seen in the team page, they're people that have been in a sneak peek like 18 months ago. Okay. But that is the momentum that I have built. Okay. So yes, I want to be honest, it's getting easier for me to get Success Club points. But in the beginning, it was not. I would scrape Success Club. It wasn't easy. It was a grind. Okay. But just remember that that is the place that you can be at. You have people that have drifted off, they've quit their Beachbody, then they come back and go, hey, Izzy, I've seen what you're doing. Can I do a challenge pack? Or you just reach out to them, they're like, actually, I'll do Control Freak with you. Okay, that's the kind of momentum that you build when you're in this business for the long haul, and you don't expect to be at 100 miles an hour when you've just started. Okay. So well done to Sarah, who hit Success Club for the second month last month. I have no doubt in my mind that she is going to hit Success Starter in her third full month this month. She's already at Success Club 2. Sarah has been showing up consistently throughout this period, messaging me, asking me about her groups, talking about sending her customers questionnaires, just really being her own leader, finding resources on Pinterest that she can use for her check-ins. And guys, if you want to know how to see success, success leaves clues. Sarah is very much her own leader. She leads her own groups. She finds her own initiatives. She says things to me and I'm like, why aren't I doing that? You know, and that's the kind of people that you all are, but you have to decide to be your own leader. Don't expect me to tell you what to do. Go out there and find that resource. Sarah's doing that. So I'm super proud of you. Emerald coaches, Claire, Francesca, and Gemma, you guys are all doing amazing. Super proud of you guys. And Francesca and Gemma, I will be adding you into the Level Up group. You need to be at Success Club 4 for the month of December, or you need to be in a Success Club 4 as an active emerald in January. And guys, if you hit Success Club 4 and you're not in here and you're active emerald, I'll just add you in, okay? And that's really the group where I'm going to be giving you guys an additional training each week. I will be doing one-on-ones with you and really helping you level up. And if you speak to any of the coaches that are leveling up or have leveled up or continue to level up, they've all been in this group. So if you want to take your business places, again, it needs to be a non-negotiable to complete that tracker. Get those Success Club points in that will only naturally follow if you are being consistent with your business. And well done to Jo. Jo locked in her lifetime diamond. She held it for 6 weeks over, honestly, the most tricky period of the year. Okay, ranks drop around December because people are eating too many pies, having the wine, you know, spending family time, as we all are. Jo bloody well held that diamond for 6 weeks, and I'm super proud of her. I know she's been going through a difficult time as well. I'm not going to go into the details, but honestly, I'm so proud of you. She's still been showing up. It's been a tough time. We all go through tough times, okay? But we can decide how we're going to move forward with it. And honestly, Jo's done it with such grace, and I'm really, really proud of you. She's got some massive goals for this year, 5-star by the end of the year. She runs by my little side, and I love running with Jo. She's just such a joy to run with, and I'm so excited for you. So well done, Jo. Diamond Retreat, again, I'm pretty bored of the sound of my own voice on this one. I'm going to book this in. I promise you guys, it's probably going to be late spring at this point, or maybe even the summer, but it is going to happen without any question or doubt. It will happen this year. You will need to be ranked diamond or higher, current diamond, okay? So not lifetime diamond drop, but you need to keep that diamond and continue to build. And this is something that obviously is going to be a focus for guys that are in the level up group. So do not miss this opportunity, because when we finally manage to go on a diamond retreat, it is going to be insane. So building a business with intention. I'm just seeing the comments here, guys, sorry. Oh, please can someone let Gemma back in? Hold on, let me see, can I see where she is? Where is she? Can't see the request to come back in. Oh, maybe it's down here. Hold on, participants. Oh, we've got Jenny and Gemma coming in. Okay, cool. Right, so building your business with intention. I'm just going to get this away. I'm going to share kind of my kind of practice with this, and then Jo's actually going to share what she does. So building a business with intention is obviously what it says on the tin, but I think it is harder to do than it is to say, okay? So building a business with intention is really about getting clear on all of this stuff that I have been sharing with you guys, the contract making, the goals on your bottle, right? My Prosecco bottle sits in front of my face and I look at it every morning. It's being so clear on where you're going with this business and the goals that you've set yourself, as well as bearing in mind the vision that you create a business where you work with massive intent, okay? And what that means for you guys actually is that it makes this business so cut and dry, and it makes it so much easier, because it's about creating small pockets of time where you are focused on 150% on the task in hand, okay? And I can almost guarantee that if you are taking a long time to complete a task on that tracker, or you are drifting and you don't know where the time is going, I 100% promise you it's because you aren't intentional with your time. And the reason why you're not intentional with your time is because you don't have a clear enough goal or a clear enough vision that really, really excites you. And that's why over the past few weeks, we've been covering off goal setting, contracts, vision. What are you committing to really get you guys to a place now at the beginning of January where you should be able to do this, okay? You should be able to like execute your business with clear intent, because this business is not built to be worked full-time from the outset. It wasn't for me. I worked 3 different jobs. I had a son in nursery 2 mornings a week. I worked golf club hours. I worked fitness instructor classes. I had 10 classes a week. I worked classes at the weekends. I worked PTs, okay? And I built this business literally probably on 1 solid hour a day. But I was so effing intentional with my time, because for me, I knew the capability and ability this business had to give me the life I wanted. And you better bet I was like a dog with a effing bone in those small time pockets when I had them. I literally was like, bang, focus, go, okay? And if that's not resonating with you, you need to get clear on your vision. You need to work out, okay, this year, what am I going to achieve? And if your goal, okay, whether it's a rank goal or it's an income goal, or I don't know what your other goal would be, but it needs to be measurable, guys. It's really important it's measurable. But if that goal does not make you feel physically sick, it is not high enough, okay? Josh Coates last week spoke about this. I shared the recording with a few people, and he basically said, if your goal doesn't make you want to be sick, you are not going to be motivated to get out there and do the work, because it's going to be too easy. And so you'll just rest on your laurels. Okay. And the number one thing that we do when we are human beings and we want an easy ride and we don't want it to be too hard because it's too uncomfortable, is we set a goal that's too low. And that is the biggest death that you can give your business, because if the goal is too low and it's too easy, you're not going to be that motivated. It's not going to be that exciting, and you won't put in the work. So I really want you to question that goal that you set yourself in your contract. Hopefully you guys have got it all. If you haven't watched that call, please let me know. It's on my YouTube channel. I'll try and send it to you, but that's really important. If it doesn't make you feel physically sick, it's not hard enough. Okay. And if you haven't got your goal written down yet, it's time to do that, because you aren't going to be able to execute your business with intent if you haven't got it. Okay. So really just going on to like what I do to be intentional with my business. So number one, I'm just going to go through my daily routine. Okay. And I'm going to share what it is now, but I'm also going to share what it was back in the day when I was literally building this on an hour a day. Okay. My morning always started off the same. Okay. I set my alarm that bit earlier than the time I needed to leave to go and do my PTs or teach my 8:15 a.m. spin class at a gym that was half an hour away, so that I had time to do this. Okay. This is what I did. I got up. I made my coffee. I did not pick up my phone and look to see who had messaged me. Okay. If you're being reactive and the first thing you're doing is looking at what other people are doing, you are not going to build an intentional business. That time, first thing in the morning, really question yourself. Are you focusing on you and only you? I won't reply to messages. You guys probably see this for quite some time in the start of the morning. I'm focusing on me. If I haven't poured into my own cup first, I can't possibly imagine being able to respond to messages or anything else if I haven't built that space and respect for myself in the morning. That is fundamental. Okay, number one. Don't look at my Instagram. I might do a story. I go in, I do my coffee, I do my meditation. Okay. To start with, when I was working in the gym or doing PTs, meditation, I don't think that was on the agenda, but personal development definitely was. Okay. Personal development was number one. I was listening to that for at least 15 minutes, often in the car on the way to my spin class. And I definitely was doing this. And that was before I left for my spin class or PT or whatever it might be. I was sitting down and I was writing out, what is my vision? What is my 5-year vision? What does my life look like? And what does it allow me to do? Okay. What does my life look like? And what does it allow me to do? Okay. I work when I want, with who I want, how I want. And I've built a life where I travel first class whenever in the school holidays with my family to our Barbados holiday home. That's mine. You might not like it, might not resonate with you, might think it's really superficial. But for me, that's the life I'm building. And that's the vision that I have. Okay. You can write this out every morning or you can read it. Now, my personal view, and this is my personal experience, you might be different, is that it needs to be written, because as I write it, I feel like my brain's taking it in. It is the spiritual, energetic part of your morning. And if you aren't connecting with that, when you try and stack your goals on top, you'll find they don't happen. Okay. So your 5-year vision, then your 1-year vision, you're going to write down your 1-year vision. What is your vision, or what is your one biggest goal of this year with your coach business? What is that one biggest goal? Write that down and maybe do that now. Okay. And what are the 3 things that you need to do to get you to that goal? Every morning you're going to revisit that. So for me, it's being consistent. It's following up with 100 people a day. It is following 75 people a day, and it's 30 invites. Non-negotiable, 6 out of 7 days a week. That happens. Okay. Again, your numbers may well be very different. My business is now at 4 hours a week. But again, when I was a newer coach, it was probably following up with 20 people, inviting 15 people, and following 50. Okay. And genuinely, I did that in an hour a day. Okay. And then my affirmations. Okay. Affirmations are really important, guys, because they address your subconscious about your self-limiting beliefs. And you better bet that if you're not seeing success in your business, it's because some self-limiting belief is going around in your head that you haven't been able to retrack and retrain and rechange. And that takes time and it takes work. And that's why writing affirmations or reading out affirmations every morning is a non-negotiable for me. I rarely, and actually in the Push Elite, sometimes coaches will be like, oh, I just don't believe in myself, or they'll say something and this might sound arrogant. I don't mean it arrogantly at all, but through me doing my affirmations every morning, I rarely have self-doubt. I rarely have, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, it's too hard. I rarely have that, because I have retracked that mindset, which I used to have. And the way I've retracked it is that every morning I write down, I'm amazing, I'm deserving, I'm a leader of leaders, I'm an infinite source of joy, I'm an infinite source of faith. This year I'll achieve everything I am capable of achieving. I will, I can, I am. There are a few of mine, okay? Write down an affirmation, guys. And really important, I've done this on other calls, but really important that your affirmations are true to you. What is your limiting self-belief and why is it not true? And then write an affirmation to confirm. Like, I don't know, maybe it's I'm not good enough. Maybe I am enough, right? That would be an affirmation. And you are best to read them out loud, okay? This whole process of writing that vision, writing that goal, writing the affirmations, okay? And I even write down my goal for the week. So Success Club 12, how am I going to get there? Doing this, okay? That's what I write down. It takes me about 5 minutes. But if you've written it down and you have a consistent one you can read every day, guess what? That takes about 2. So don't tell me if you work full time, you don't have time. I had time and I was flying all over the place, dropping Arthur off at nursery, flying to a spin class, having a shower, doing a PT, picking him up, coming back, putting him in bed, finding a snippet of time. That was how I was building my business. But that intentional action in the morning was what made me really intentional for the rest of the day. That drummed into me first thing in the morning. You better bet then when I would like having a tough day, like, right, okay, what's on my back? What do I have to do? What do I have to do on that tracker to make this vision come true? Like, yeah, I've had a shit day, but I'm not going to give up on my vision because I've had a shit day. I'm just going to crack on. And that kind of mindset, you just become like a steam train. You're just unstoppable. And again, if you don't feel like that, again, you haven't connected with your vision, it's not clear enough, or you doubt it. You need to nail that morning routine. That morning routine, guys, is way more important than your 30-minute workout, okay? So if you're not doing that stuff, like literally do a workout every other day. I don't care. Like that morning routine, I promise you, and reading that contract is going to make you then on those times when you're like, well, I'll just leave it. You in your head, it will be so front and center that you're like, well, I'm giving up on that vision for my life and my family because I can't be asked today. And that's not good enough. Right? So the way that I built my business when I was, you know, as busy as a lot of you guys, working as hard as you, being a stay-at-home mom and everything else, no childcare or 2 mornings a week, I would literally I'd get Arthur into his cot and that was it. Bang, go. Who do I need to follow up with today? Those are my follow-ups. Who am I inviting? These are my invites, okay? And my invite list was usually ready to go because they were the people that I had built a connection with the preceding day, which again is something that I've covered with you guys in the training. When you build a connection, you're sending an initial message, you need to be writing down their names in a notebook, okay? I write down their names in a notebook with the date on the top. So the next day I know who I'm inviting. It's clear, it's quick, it's succinct. And I also want to say, you know, building my business with intention. If you think about what I do now, yes, I work about 5 solid hours a day on my business. That is what I do. I'm earning very much a full-time income, in my opinion, on part-time hours as compared to what I would be doing in corporate and the time I'd be spending on the train away from my family. Most of that time, guys, probably 2 hours of those 5 hours each day is spent on doing team stuff, like team page stuff, checking the posts, checking my back office, engaging with you guys, doing one-on-ones, doing calls with my coaches, thinking about new initiatives coming up. And I just want you guys to know that you can do as much as I do if you really want to. In really 100 follow-ups for me, not saying you need to do that, but that for me probably takes about 45 minutes. Okay. And that's because I'm really intentional. I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm not going to think about it for too long. It's a lot that I've learned from Josh Coates' training. He says, like, you know, even if you get a virtual assistant to do 100 follow-ups for you, if they can do like double what you can in an hour, even though the message isn't quite as good, way better to hit double the number of people than spend ages writing a message. Okay. So I want you guys to call yourself out on that messaging process. Ultimately, if you are somebody's kind of person, even if the message isn't perfect, they are going to engage with you. Okay. And that's the strategy I adopt in my business for a reason, because people will be drawn to me in my message if they connect with me. If they don't resonate with me, they're not going to be interested anyway. Okay. So really think about, what does your day look like? Where are you saying in your day you do not have time? Okay. Where are you saying in your day, or maybe in your sleep pattern, I need X amount of sleep? Okay. Because guys, if you work full time, it probably is going to be that if you want to execute and nail this business and this tracker and double your efforts, you maybe need to get up half an hour earlier. But I can promise you, again, once you've built that into your routine, you are going to feel so amazing for having got up a little bit earlier, been super productive, And the other thing I want to say, the 10X rule, okay, by Grant Cardone, is one of the most incredible books. To do 50 follow-ups and to do 100 follow-ups doesn't take double the time. And I just want to share that doubling your numbers does not take double the time. So where can you be more intentional with your business? Where are you losing time? Do you have a spouse or a family that are supportive of what you're doing? Are you really super serious with them about your goals and your vision and what the potential of this business is? Or are you treating it a little bit as a joke? And I just want to call that out. I was like that when I started. I didn't really think this was a real business. I kind of sat on the sofa, half sent some messages, didn't track it. Well, guess what? I was never going to build an amazing business on a mindset that was basically like, this is a hobby, okay? And that transition, I can promise you, if you're not there yet, that transition of, right, call myself out. Is this acceptable? Is this what I would do if I worked in a corporate office and I was being paid for it? Is this the way that I would treat my business? And if the answer is no, you need to buck up your ideas and work out how you can call yourself out on that, because you'll never build that business to that goal and vision you've got, you know, if it is like a full-time income, if you're treating it like a hobby and you're not respecting it. Like, you respect your business, it will respect you. If you don't respect your business, you better bet it won't respect you, okay? So treat it with the utmost respect. And the thing that I always did when I was a new coach, and I wanted to share this as well, was I didn't know what a superstar diamond was, but I would literally always pose myself this question: what would a superstar diamond coach do? Would she be doing what I'm doing right now, or would she be leveling that up a bit? Would she be sitting here watching this program for 3 hours, or would she be actually putting time into her business? Like that, those are the questions I asked myself. And that's where I really started to just accelerate away from other people, because I was calling myself out on every small pocket of time where I could actually be nailing my business and building a life of the future that I wanted for my family. And the other thing I finally wanted to share in this group that I'm in is the income growth. Okay. Income for you guys is really, really important. And I was just looking at some of the comments through Josh Coates's group. And last year in dollars, my income grew by $25,000 in a year. That was a 70% income growth year on year. Okay. And there are coaches in there. Yes, they've been in the business longer. There's a few coaches in there. So there's one that had like $50,000 income growth year on year, one that had 80,000 income growth year on year. Yeah, they're not like 1 year in, they're 6 or 7 years in, but they are building to Legacy Club, which is £1 million. Okay. That is what this business offers you. This is a serious business. This is a business that I take super seriously. It is not a hobby for me. I love it, but it's something that I respect the time. And yeah, like doing the dirty work, like the follow-ups, the invites, and the connecting, it's not glamorous. I'll sit on calls with Joe. We're not glamorous at all. We sit there and we're just on our phones. We're doing those vital behaviors to get them done. And I just wanted to share that with you, because I think when I was a newer coach, it took me like 6 months to get into like actually taking it seriously, when in the beginning I thought I was taking it seriously, but really I wasn't. And if I'd have listened to a call like this, it would have really helped me call myself out. So I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm literally saying it to you guys because I know we have the most unbelievable potential in this team. I know we are going to be a superstar diamond team this year. We will be. Like, I am putting that intention out there. I'm putting the action out there. Started the year as I mean to go on, and I know you guys can do it too, but I can't drag you along. You have to get into that mindset, whatever that means for you. Your goals may well not be the same as mine, and that's totally cool. But whatever your goal and vision is, I want you to ask yourself, is that big enough? Could I do better? Could I push myself a bit further? Because the only person that you are denying success is yourself. Okay. Don't like sell yourself short on your own dreams and your own visions or on your own capabilities. Joe, I'm just gonna, do you want to unmute and you can just share a bit on like your routine and how, because Joe works like, yeah.
Obviously I'm still only, I'm just over 6 months in, and the first few months I was really just sort of playing at it, if I'm honest. And it wasn't until September that I really got myself into a proper routine. So my day, I mean, I've just written it down here in bullet points, but my day is, my changing game for me in the morning was not waking up and putting my phone on straight away, which is what Izzy said, because I was the worst at that. I'd sit there pondering, going through Instagram, and before I knew it I had 2 minutes to get changed to get on the workout Zoom, and then I'd miss the workout Zoom. So I don't do that anymore. I get up, I have my coffee, I write out my goals and affirmations every morning. They're just here in this book, which are in a drawer in my desk. Then I do my workout, which again has got really slack this month, which, you know, it's December, so I've really sort of not been really good in times with that. But I'm first to admit that, and I know that from tomorrow I'll be back straight on the whatever time we're working out, 6:30, 7:00.
I need to tell you that.
Yeah.
7.
Okay. So then generally I finish my workout and then I sort out the girls' breakfast, etc. I then take Olivia to school at 8:30. Takes me 15 minutes there and back. I get back, I take the dogs for a walk, then I come back, then I get in the shower, then I just pop around, putting washing on, and I'm on the power hour for 10:30. And then I pretty much stay on that till sometimes 1:30, 2. But a good hour and a half of that, I'm normally doing admin for Richard's business as well. So I just try and tie it all in, because at that point in the day, I've got all that time before I have to go and do school run again. Back from the school run, then I prep the dinner. Rich gets home, normally has more paperwork for me to sort out. And then I'm sort of family time, and then I'm back on the power hour again at 8:00, sometimes a little bit earlier if everyone's settled and doing their whatever. And that's it really. That's how I fit it in. And then at the weekends, I always try and grab 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon on a Saturday and a Sunday, because I think they're really good times for following people up. I get a lot more engagement at the weekends. And that's it really. That's what I do. But it's so imperative to stay in a routine and, like Izzy said, track everything, like who you're following, track the people that are following your stories, and then you've got a list there, and to bang out the invites, it just makes it such a quicker process rather than scrolling through thinking, oh, did I message them, didn't I? So yeah, that's me.
And that's really, really helpful. Like what Jo's just shared, like she might be on that Zoom for 3 hours, but actually she's only doing Beachbody for an hour and a half. Okay. But the point is, and I realized when Jo said that, I hadn't shared how it was for me when I had Arthur, and I wasn't like, hadn't built this business, whereas I was literally, I needed the income from my PT, my instructor, my working the golf club hours. I needed all that. So I was really busy in the day. And again, I want to be honest, I would build my business in like the pockets of time if I was with Arthur when he was sleeping, if he wasn't with nursery. But then in the evening, like guys, I compromised. I saw less of my husband. I want to be honest about that. I wasn't watching TV. I was saying, right, this is the business I'm building, Guy, and I'm going away for an hour. So I'm really sorry if you want me to sit and watch Netflix for 2 hours. But if I'm going to build a business that's going to supply the future for us, then I'm going to compromise on watching an hour of Netflix that I'm not going to remember in a week's time. And guys, like over Christmas, like I've definitely watched more Netflix. I definitely watch more TV now. Okay. I've tried to sit down with Guy every evening for an hour now. My business is almost 3 years down the track. But guys, I didn't do that literally for years. When I was first building my business, I didn't do that. That was the compromise I made. And Guy understood because I'd shared that vision and he believed in me and he could see my determination and he was willing to do that. And I'm not saying that was easy, but the quote I want to share is that if you want to build a life for the future that other people will not have, you have to live now how other people aren't willing to. And that is so true. I would never be on a full-time income earning what I did in corporate London as a director now if I hadn't have made that compromise. And no, it wasn't fucking easy, but I knew I would do it. And that was the compromise I was willing to make because I knew that it would provide that life. And it is doing so. It is massively doing so. And if 72% income growth year on year doesn't give you confidence that this business works even through a pandemic, I don't know what will. Okay. So just really think about that, but it is going to come down to your vision. Like, do you really believe this is possible for you? Are you really taking it seriously and treating it as the business that it will be? Because energetically, as I said, if you respect it, it will respect you. If you don't respect it and you treat it like a little toy or a hobby or something that come or go, or it might work or it might work or might not work or it will work, it won't ever work for you. Having that door closed, saying it's going to work for me and there's not another option in terms of like, you know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. It's always going to be difficult for you guys. Just wanted to share that. And I love what, you know, Jo shared, but I did just want to, you know, I know for you guys, the kind of biggest challenge I have is that you guys look at me now and you might say, well, it's okay for Izzy because she has 4 or 5 hours a day, which I do, but I didn't in the beginning. I absolutely didn't. And I remember corporate being like, wow, I would be up until 11 o'clock at night. I would get up at 5:30 in the morning. Sarah, for example, hitting Success Club, she's working full time. Okay. She's up at 5 a.m. She's up earlier than me now. And I had a whole conversation with her the other day on our one-on-one and said, like, that's what it's going to take, Sarah. If you're working full time, you want to build this to a full-time income, or at least to be able to go part-time come August, which is her goal. And I have no doubt she will do that. She's making that compromise now that no, she wouldn't be able to do that for 6 years on the trot. She'd be burnt out. But she knows that that is a sacrifice she has to make in the short term to see this business be what it will be in the long term. And she believes in it wholeheartedly, and she will do it. I know she will. But she's up at 5 and she's often in bed not till 11:30. Like, that's what I was doing. And I'm not saying to you guys, you should do that tomorrow. But again, like, if you've got this big goal and vision, you've got a full-time job. I think Sarah works like 12 hours in a day. That's the kind of vision that's driving her. Like, she's out of bed and she's got 2 young kids under 2, 3. Like, I've got one. I'm like, oh, how do you even do that? We had that conversation, but it's because I'd forgotten how driven I was in that period where I knew, to build that full-time income, I had to put the hustle in when no one else was willing to get out of bed. And actually, I loved it. So I was like, well, I'm building my business whilst everyone else is still snoring. Like, that kind of mindset is going to take you an awful long way if you're working full-time. Okay. But it doesn't take 5 hours a day. It does not take 5 hours a day, nor should it take you 5 hours a day. But if you're getting onto social media, you're watching all of the coaches' stories, you're liking this person's stuff, you're liking that person's stuff, you're like, well done, to all your coaches. Guys, stop it. You can talk to each other in WhatsApp chats. Don't waste your time liking and loving on each other's stuff all the time, because you're not building your business. You're just building a friendship. Okay. And maybe that's what you're here for, and that's totally cool. But I just want to call you guys out on some of that stuff if that's what you're doing as well, because that's not you building your business. You could have sent 15 invites in the time you've commented on all those coaches' stuff or liked on their stuff. Like, that's just loving on people. That's just friendship. Okay. And that's not going to build your business. So just being super intentional. Also remembering, if you're doing all that stuff, the algorithm is going to send you to each other's pages all the time. So you're just going to end up in the same loop of people and wonder why you can't reach new people. So I really hope that's been helpful. Like, I just wanted to start the year off, like, putting all the cogs together for you guys so that you've got your contract, you've got your vision. Yes, like, as Jo said, like, she's been inconsistent with her workout time. I have too. Like, I honestly have really struggled. I want to be honest. I've not had routine. Arthur's not been at school. He's not going to school next week, but I will be in a routine regardless. And if you've not been in that place this last 2 weeks, don't beat yourself up. Most of us haven't been, but draw the line now and say, have I got a clear vision with this business? Am I treating it and respecting it with the respect it deserves? Would I do this for a corporate employer if they were paying me? Is this the way I'd treat their business? Or is this just me treating it as a hobby? And what's the cost of me not doing this on my vision? Like, when I'm in my routine and the alarm's going off and everything else, if I want to snooze, I'm like, that's the cost of your vision, Izzy. That's the cost of your vision. That's front and center, and that drives me. I'm not magic. I'm not special. I'm not any more talented than any of you. I am just unbelievably driven, okay? And that's because I have a clear vision, clear goals, and clear intention with my business. I don't fuck around. When I'm on Instagram, I'm in Instagram building my business. I'm not there to be all matey with all of you guys. Not that I don't love you, and there will come a time for that on our diamond retreats. I'm a very sociable person, but this is my business. This is my 6 or 7 figure business by 2024 at 1 million. That's my plan, and I will do it. And I ain't going to do it if I'm going to be on there making small chat with everyone. It's not the way I'm going to build. So I wanted to just have an honest, uplifting, draw the line. We have a fresh new year. We have so many people that need our help, particularly now. And Sarah's got small time pockets. So if she's not loving on your stuff, she's in Instagram to build her business. That's what she's doing. And yeah, like, I know, like, Donna, for example, she really doesn't love on many people's stuff because she's in there to build her business, and that's what she's doing. And it is, I want to be honest, like, that can be hard, right? It's a social media. Like, you're on there and you're like, oh, look at that person. Oh, I'll have a look at this. Oh, and before you know it, you've got sucked in for 5 minutes. That happens to me. I'm normal, but I call myself out on that fast. Like, just those 5 minutes, I could have actually completed my tracker. So anyone got any questions on any of that? Like, any of the detail of the routine or how to do X or Y or anything, like please don't feel like any question is a bad question. Any comments?
Are you still doing the morning power hours?
At 10:30, you're 5:30. Not we haven't been, but I'm literally gonna, when we finish this call, I'm gonna be putting all the power hours back in the team page, and I'll be putting it in our workout groups, the workout Zoom. So yeah, it will be from tomorrow. Yes. Yeah. And guys, get on those power hours. Like they're not just, they're for all of you guys. And honestly, the power hours aren't anything like, we don't chat or anything. We actually don't chat. We just sit there and we unmute in silence. But it's just nice to know that people are doing the mundane stuff together. Also at 8 p.m. if there isn't a call. So the level up call will be at 8 p.m. on Monday, but other than that, all week, apart from Friday, it will be at 8 p.m. 8 to 9 p.m. Like put it in your diary, commit to some power hours. Because honestly, I believe like the hardest thing coming into January is building a routine when you aren't in a corporate office, right? And you've got to build that back in. And I know that can be hard. Anyone got any questions, comments? No. And I just want to finish by saying, like, guys, I want success for each of you as much as I want success for the next person, right? I will work with and I will help anybody that it is clear to me is putting in the work. I do not have any favorites. That does not exist. I'm going to work with the working, and I'm going to give you guys my time when you deserve it. And I know we have the most incredible team that is going to take us to Superstar this year. Just you watch, it's happening. And I'm really excited. So get on the train, get on the bus. If you've been off the bus, get back on the bus, okay? And honestly, when we can actually physically meet each other for celebrations and summit, you won't even believe your eyes. Like it is just, it makes me feel sick with excitement and gives me goosebumps because they're the most amazing things on this planet. And seeing you guys all together is going to be amazing. So yes, thank you for being on. If you guys can come on to camera, that would be amazing so that I can do a boomerang. I'm just gonna stop recording.